Alright, let's try this again with, my game actually functioning. Oh, we're gonna go right into this while I was alt-tabbed. Anyway, hello. We're going into round one now that my sound is actually functioning. Between Intent and Gnarcolepsy Lite, we're obviously starting off on Zombie, and Intent is starting off down here in, what is that room? Freaking docking bay wall. Obviously, we got a pipe spawn for Gnarcolepsy Lite. I actually did go through the team stuff and who's it playing, and all that jazz. However, it looked like Obs was being obnoxious. First death is going to be ADHD going down to Flow. That's Chanel vintage, by the way. Theoretically, my bitrate should be set low enough for all the Australian viewers to watch. We got Oldwick obviously over here capping, and Shoes just kind of lurking around right outside of repairs. They did go for Crag Hive, and mine's first for Intent, so they're obviously not going too crazy. They're wary of base rushes, perhaps because they picked mines. Shu is going to get picked off there. Flo is backing off down the hallway, however he gets taken down there by ADHD. Elsewhere, Big T, who is trademark, gets taken down by AO. It looks like it was over here in supply. We're going to see Bruno running over there, who is obviously murking. He's running over there. He's going to get some good shots on trademark and take him down. Enzo's still on the RT. He might be, Bruno might be able to save this. And he is. Maybe. Nope. Oh, one more bullet. So close and yet so far. We've got Ale running back in there. He's not going to be there in time to take that down, but Enzo's just like, he could be sneezed on and die. However, there isn't anything obviously over here in EC for him to clear. Meanwhile, we've got Tommy Guns, whose name is backwards, up here in Organ Donation. Sort of trapped between Shu and Trademark. However, Shu has already been chipped, and Trademark has his armor removed also. So he's actually going to maybe get... No. If he'd had some good pistol shots, he could have taken down both of those skulks. Flo is off by himself over here in Oxy. And they're going to get wrecked. And apparently... Let's see... Reading through stuff in chat real quick. Yeah, there was a time zone issue, which is why this match is an hour later than you thought. Australia apparently switched over to be the other time zone already. And we got Tommy Guns and AO moving up through EC and what's this, offload. Enzo's hiding around this little pillar right there, which if we swap down into this view, you can see him hiding up there in the ceiling. He's kind of running around. And not really giving Tommy Guns much of a shot there. He's just going to hide and move on. It wasn't worth his time. Delaying a Marine from doing anything useful is definitely good. Simba's obviously out of the hive. He is marking for Gnarcolepsy. And he was in there, came out of the hive there to help clear that in Oregon. Looks like it should be starting up live now. So there you go. I'm sorry about that. Saying over here, Bruno's just hanging out in the middle of middle gravity. Trademark and Sweetie Butter just kind of lurking around, just waiting to see what happens. But obviously, he's staying in a good part of the room there to try and get some good shots in. As you can see, he did take down one of those skulks. They didn't quite all go in together, but it was there were enough of them that they were able to clear him. Looks like we just saw Enzo duck through the vent there after clearing this RT. There's two over here in EC, and well, that RT is pretty much going to go down at this point because it looks like they're moving back to try and clear AOL off of the one here in Oregon. Oh, yep. Overlay. Minor details. It's because I didn't have time to talk about it. It was just suddenly started. Alright, we have Oldwick and Bruno moving up through X. And it looks like we've got both the lurks up. That'd be Shu and ADHD. Oldwick moves in first. They aren't landing many bullets on either of these lurks. It looks like ADHD took a little bit of damage. They're going to get some more into Shu. Take down one... Did they take down one of the skulks? Shu's going to move in on Flo, and Flo is going to take him down right there in the hallway, right between Baywing and security. ADHD delaying a little bit before moving in. However, he has no armor, so he's going to go down pretty easily. Enzo's just kind of hanging out in the supply there. He probably hears the guys going through, but they hear him regenning, because he does have regen, as you can see on the side. ADHD almost went down as well to Bruno. He's gonna take a couple pistol shots at Sweetie Bot, and he's gonna meet up with Flo there, who I think I already said he is Chanel Vintage. So I'm just gonna call him that because I know who he is. We've got Aol and Tommy Guns over there in Oregon, also putting some pressure on that natural. Currently, taking a look briefly at the graph, you can see that at the moment, Intent's been pretty good about holding on to their res. They've consistently had more, but at this point, the one in waste is going to go up. So that'll lock down quite a bit for Gnarcolepsy and keep them pretty secure. However, they just lost Oregon. And we have Aol just kind of messing around in their base, being obnoxious. He's getting some chip damage onto Simba, but he's going to get taken out by ADHD. They almost have armor 1 done, so that'll definitely help with those lurks. Shotguns have now been started. We're still seeing ADHD kind of prowl around the map as a lurk, but at the moment there isn't much there. It looks like he's maybe spiking down some mines. Meanwhile, over here in Bay, they have obviously started capping that. We had Oldwick poking in at that one, but he did get cleared. ADHD is now getting chased out of Gravity, and Aol and Tommy Guns are going to scoot up to Gravity and see if they can try and work on that. There is a crag up there, so that'll delay that area a bit, but if they're able to clear out the crag, you know, that's a reasonable chunk of res there. ADHD actually taking quite a lot of chip damage. However, Shu was able to dance around a little bit and clear out Aol, who was the last remaining one. Looks like we're seeing another 2 pressure group here, which would be Bruno and Flo, moving up into Oregon again. There's no RT in there as of yet, so they're probably just going to have to clear cysts and maybe back out unless they could go and, you know, snipe ADHD. But since there's also 3 skulks in that pack, well, not going to happen. Seeing armor 2 was going up? I thought I saw armor 2 there for a moment, but then it just, like, stopped existing. So I don't know what happened there. Maybe he decided he needed the res or something. See what we've got here. It looks like we're having another little party up to Oregon here. Aol may be able to take down that drifter. That'll, of course, be a nice 6 T-res that'll quickly evaporate. Looks like he's going to work on the cyst, though, and try and clear that. I think they're probably going after the drifter there. Might have been a better call just because that's, you know, guaranteed res that will go away. But all things considered, it wasn't going to be much, you know, damage done there, especially not with 2 skulks that were basically right around the corner. Anyway, got Tommy Guns and Oldwick just sitting over here building up the RT in Gravity. ADHD coming in there, losing some of his armor, but able to easily just swoop on out towards what's that room? Offload, that one. Looking at that, it is time for fades. We don't Metabolize is researching, so that'll be up pretty much in time for them. They'll have to run back over there and look. We don't have anybody going back to go fade at this point. We do have Marines on the naturals, though, so that, speaking of Marines on their naturals, look at all these mines that got placed around base. It's definitely going to slow them down. However, there wasn't enough to, you know, keep the arms lab from evaporating. It will help with whoever pops out of that IP. Oh, how does he had like 0 health there. That should be really easy for Bruno to snipe him off. And ADHD was trying to clear some of the mines, but there are so many that it's probably going to be pretty easy for them to get back in there, weld stuff up, and just continue. Meanwhile, they're losing stuff in their naturals. It looks like they already lost the one that was down here in Oregon. Both the fades are up now. That was Trademark and Inzo. Yes, Inzo are both up as fades. The Flow getting some more chip damage on ADHD, but Trademark was pretty much right behind him. They'd already started shotguns, and it looks like the arms lab is going to be up here right now, so they'll get their armor back, so that'll definitely help them out. Trademark's up there in the rafters. If you take a look, there's actually like a little ledge up there, or at least it looked that way. Maybe not. Maybe it's just I fail at seeing the y-axis there. With Phase Tech has been started, the obs was built is back here in the corner. It doesn't quite line up with those mines. You think that if the mines should have been placed a little bit closer or something. But so it goes. Trademark getting down to about half health there, but he's able to get out no problem. There's nobody to pinch him. Saying somebody down there in what is that? Shipping? Supply? Shipping. That one. That'll be Oldwick and SweetieBot. SweetieBot does take him down. Shu will be able to work on that RT and take that down. And we do have the Hive drop there in Waste. Nobody was close enough to hear that, but obviously that pretty much is expected. Enzo, ADHD, and Shu all moving into Bruno and Aol here in Gravity. Shu gets taken down. Let's see what happens next. Enzo, not really low on health or anything, but ADHD might be staying in too long, and he does go down. So they are now without lurks, but looking at the res there, ADHD or Shu definitely have enough res to go lurk again. So we'll be seeing one of those probably, one of them re-lurking probably momentarily. It'll just be a question of who. The other one will probably save up and just see what happens later in the game. If not, they might wait for Umbra. That's also a totally valid thing to do, because at this point, the Fades are doing most of the killing, and you know, having a couple more Skulks in the field to get parasites. Oh, nope, but we did see Shu going lurk. Flo might want to back out of that room just so he doesn't lose his shotgun, but at this point it's a little bit too late, and he is going to go down to ADHD, who's just able to just kind of sidestep around until he's able to scoot up there. Seeing another group of two moving on into repairs. They're starting to clear down the cysts. There's some pretty heavy systing down that side of the map. They're definitely getting a bit more res. You know, the early, you know, fairly good control there for Intent has at this point been lost, and Gnarcolepsy's kind of running away with the res. There have been 13 RTs taken down of theirs in the 11 minutes that have happened so far in this game. So that's a really good ratio. And look at ADHD kind of moving through the vent here. He's going to try and flank Tommy, who he was probably hoping would be recapping, but at this point it looks like... Oh, nope, we lost Fade though. That was up here, it looked like. Probably moved in this group of three... moved into this group of three Marines, I'm assuming. And just got annihilated. There was at least one shotgunner, if not two there, and they are going to get a gate up to Gravity. Yeah, it was two shotgunners. So running into three Marines as a Fade, I think a solo Fade. I'm not sure if his buddy there, Enzo, was in there with him. And yeah, one of them said wrecked. I don't know if it was actually the guy who killed him or what. Well, they claimed BM. I'm not going to... yeah. It was silly. Welcome to NS2. Well, it looks like they're actually just going to go right for a gate and Oxy, too. They're just going to lock this down. I mean, the Hive over here, obviously still 82% grown. Do they actually have a... Yeah, okay, they do have a drifter on that. There is a crag. So they're pretty much set over there, but they have the gate up. I mean, what's going on here? Did nobody see that there was, you know, kind of some issues going on? They finally, like, move in on the gate there in Gravity. Tommy Guns moves through. He gets a nice shot on Shu. But here comes all the aliens. They're all going to get on the gate. Oldwick's running in from the top. Bruno pops through. He's able to get like 2 bullets to appear. They're going to lose the gravity gate, but they still have the one up there in Oxy. So at this point, Oldwick is running away. He ends up going down. That's another shotgun down. That's at least 2 shotguns that have gone down at this point. And pretty much all of Gnarcolepsy is clumped together here. 1 skulk down. There are 2 skulks left. And they might actually lose Enzo here if he doesn't get out. But it looks like he's aiming for the vent, and he's going to go out through the vent. However, watch out. This vent sometimes does trap Fades. I think I've seen somebody get stuck in that before, but it looks like he was able to get out, you know, free and clear this time. And it looks like Oldwick, not quite able to save that shotgun. That was really close, though. So they do have the Oxy gate up, but look at how much of the map has magically turned green. I mean, yeah, some of it is just sisting, and it's not necessarily set up yet, because they already dropped a Hive over here in EC as well. The Waste Hive is done. They have everything PvE'd up over here in EC as well. So definitely, while that was all going on, they were just like, hey, let's, you know, assist everything. SweetieBot is up his Onos and for some reason isn't really moving. I'm not sure what's going on here. He's just kind of hanging out. Oh, he's awake. The Onos is alive. He has risen from the dead. SweetieBot might actually end up flashing here if they don't do something magical. Okay, yes, the Hive is right there, so technically Simba could jump out of the Hive. I think he was out of the Hive at the time, though. You know, if things got really desperate, he could have bailed out of there and had the Onos jump in. I'm not sure why Sweetie wasn't moving there for a while. I don't know whether he was like, oh yeah, I'm going to go get a drink real quick while I'm evolving. Or what. But it looks like they are going to lose the Oxygate here because of this. And that will go down, and they pretty much are back to having no map position at this point. Take a look at the map. You can see that all the Marines, they're all down here. All three of them that are now alive, they're all dead. Yeah, reading chat there from what... Yeah, the Gnarcolepsy's almost up to 6 RTs, and yes, there is some weird noise in the background. That would be called a bird. She makes very odd noises sometimes, which would be like, 20 seconds ago. She's very good at it. That is her job, is to make strange noises, and we're going to see Sweetie Bot chasing Flo into the vent, who was just like, nope. He's going to fall into the abyss there beneath the floor. ADHD actually goes in after him. Shu has just gone down somewhere. So -1 lurk, however, they have plenty for another one. ADHD is almost up to Onos, actually, so he'll probably save for that, and Shu should still have enough to go lurk again, which he does. Or he could save a little bit more and also go fade, but, really, they're at the point where they need another biomass, and they could get Umbra and play it safe. They do have this one lone cyst that is growing here in their base, and at this point it pretty much is GG. I mean, look at the map. Let's look at the map. A lot of it is just so green. Sweet about getting pretty low, but just so many hallucinations. That gate is on 2%. It looks like it has no health, but it like barely has any. Flo was welding it there for a moment, but two skulks basically on top of each other were chasing after him. Shu has like no HP. ADHD still alive magically. A couple stray bullets from a Marine might be able to, kill that, but at this point he needs to weld that up and, have somebody recap that shotgun, because it's like right over... Oh. Rest in peace, shotgun. Farewell. You can see there's like a whip over here attacking the RT. I mean, at this point, yeah, they have weapons 1, armor 1. And there's an Onos up. Okay, yeah, sure. There's going to be 2 Oni up. And a fade. It looks like he did... Okay, there's Sweetie. Where are they? There's ADHD. Yep, there's Shu going fade. So apparently nobody likes lurks. They aren't going to go with a lurk. They're just going to go all kill everything mode. I don't know. I think that is kind of a questionable decision. It does mean that if everything goes horribly wrong and they somehow lose both the Oni and end up like having the Marines just roll back through everything, that they're going to be in a hard position as far as being able to catch back up goes, assuming all their res stays evaporated. I mean, having that Umber around really does help a lot. You can hear Trademark just taunting his face off for whatever bizarre reason. Looks like they're going to get a gate up in Baywing, so that'll definitely help if they're able to hold on to that while Shu and Trademark move in there. Base tech just went down because guess what? We have an Onos in the base along with the fade. So they're working on that while they're trying to get that gate up. The gate is up, I think. And Trademark is still taunting because he likes taunting, I guess. But they're going to get back, they're going to try and get back through there, but at the moment there are 2 fades. Trademark actually goes down, though. A little bit too into trying to grind the gate there. He wasn't paying attention to his health, maybe. But despite the fact they have killed Trademark, so he can no longer taunt as a fade, there's kind of a bunch of stuff happening at their base, namely Sweetie Bot and Inzo, who's actually getting kind of low, and if he goes over that mine, he might actually die. I think he saw the mine, maybe, and just ducked out the other way, but at this point, they're setting up a little healing base right outside in pub. I think that's pub? Yeah, it's the pub. That it kind of, basically means they're dead. So we already had 1 F4, it looks like, so the rest of them will probably be following suit very shortly here. And yeah, there is the GG. So first round goes to Intent, and now I get to try and, actually go through my opening there.
Command station taking damage.
Alright. Alright, so there's the banner. First win goes to Gnarcolepsy. Alright. Alright, so sorry about the initial overlay thing and the fact that it just started right into the game, basically. When I was trying to do my pre-game spiel, I realized at about 2 minutes 30 that apparently OBS did not seem to recognize that my headset was plugged in or something, so didn't have my mic. It's kind of bad in case you didn't guess. Anyway, this is a week 3 match, I believe, so we're playing Zombie and Biodome. This is Gnarcolepsy versus Intent, and case you didn't get the memo there, for Gnarcolepsy, we're currently having Simba Merking, and we have Inzo, ADHD, SweetieBot, Shu, Trademark, who is Big T, and am I missing anyone? Did I say ADHD? Oh well, whatever. Anyway, and for Intent, we've got Pinocchio, Ale, Chanel Vintage is Flo, Tommy Guns has his name spelled backwards, and Oldwick, and we have Bruno Merking for Intent. Anyway, so looking at this so far, let's see here. And yeah, you guys heard my bird chattering away in the background for part of that. It's kind of nighttime, getting slowly approaching her bedtime, so she probably won't make all that much more noise than she did previously in the earlier part of this round. What else was I going to say here? Oh yeah, for those of you who are on a team that is playing in Season 5, this is the last weekend for your Week 1 and 2 matches, unless you've gone and... Well, technically it's also the last weekend for Week 3 matches as well. So if you're sitting there going, oh damn, I don't know if we have all our Week 1 and 2 and 3 matches scheduled yet, you should probably go check that out and, poke around the NSL site, make sure that all your matches for those weeks are, pretty much done and scheduled. Well, scheduled or done, some combination thereof. And just basically make sure that those are there. However, if you currently don't have them scheduled because, just life happens or whatever, something didn't work out right, somebody's sick, whatever, one of the things is that people really want to see them actually played. So if you currently are just suddenly realizing that you're supposed to get those matches played by, the Week 1 or 2 matches played by tomorrow and the Week 3 match played by, I think, the 21st, and you know that at least one of them is not done, well... You can go ask Bug Zephyr for a deadline extension, because as I mentioned, we would all rather see these played than, just have them fall into the abyss, never to be played, forfeit, win, whoopee, or forfeit, loss, whatever. Anyway, so go check that out, make sure that you have them scheduled, and then it'll be time to start up for Week 4 matches this coming week. And it looks like we're going to move right into round 2 here, so that'll be starting up here in 10 seconds. And of course, this time, since I was able to talk, I will be able to turn my overlay off in the appropriate amount of time. So here we go, round 2 of Gnarcolepsy versus Intent. We are going to see a waste spawn this time for Intent. And they're going to get the heck out of there. It doesn't look like we're going to see a gorge or anything, unless somebody's running someplace to gorge. Meanwhile, down here for Gnarcolepsy, we're going to see an arms lab build. Enzo's just going and capping and doing his thing. Have to see where everybody else ends up going here. Looks like we've got SweetieBot, who might end up running into Flo here. Flo's actually up kind of on the ceiling there, waiting to see if anybody will come through, maybe? I'm not quite sure, because that's not exactly a common spot, but... SweetieBot has given himself away, and he's going to come sneaky up on him, chase him into Shu, possibly. I think he's hiding up on a little ledge there in the ceiling. Armor 1 started. Trademark having a little duel with Bruno right outside of base, which he seems to be losing. And he does go down to Bruno. Inzo, meanwhile, did finish building that RT. Bruno got a couple parasites, which made Simba step out of the chair there, just in case. Bruno's going to work on that first RT. Meanwhile, over here, ADHD's building the next one over there in EC. Looks like Pinocchio is going to run right into Sweetie. Maybe. But it looks like Sweetie will win that without even getting scratched. Oh, did I say the wrong thing? God damn it. That's what I get. 3 minutes. 3 minutes ago, I messed up. Oh well. Alright, here comes Flo moving in. He does win the engagement there versus Shu. Yeah, the first round obviously went to Gnarcolepsy. I'm just apparently bad at reading things at this hour, whatever. Anyway, ADHD and Trademark taking down L there in Skylights, and they're going to move right up to organ donation, which doesn't have anything in it, so they're probably just, it looks like they're just going to move forward into Pipe and maybe cap that or just work all the way around into Oxy, which is being built, does have the Drifter there. Looks like they're just going to clear the cysts up here in Pipe. Maybe pick Flow off the ceiling. Maybe. He did move, so they know he's up there. It's actually 3 skulks in that area, and they're going to get, encroached on there. 2 of them almost down. Trademark's the only one alive. He picks off one, and Flo's gonna get erect as well because he had like 5 HP or whatever was left there. Shu and Sweetie moving, capping over in gravity. Oldwick has like no HP, so he's gonna get picked off really easy. And Bruno's left alone. He's kind of hiding up in the top of that arch. If I'm looking at it correctly, yeah, he's hiding up in the top of the little archway there, able to get out through the other way when they move towards more towards X. Inso got Parasite, but he's going to keep right on building. Shu and Sweetie are going to move up forward and possibly try and take that harvester. However, it's going to be pretty easy for the 3 that were over there in pipe a second ago to move on in and possibly clear them, especially since they just had the distraction there of Bruno in X. So they were stuck in reloading. Sweetie's on his pistol. He's out of ammo, so this is a good time for... Oh, no, it is too late. A little bit too late. I think that Flo might have gotten hung up on a wall or something over there. Just a little bit loss of momentum means that Sweetie Bot gets to live to fight another day. A little bit of poking there into Oregon. Or not Oregon. Baywing, that other place. Alright, we should be seeing the lurks showing up here too, which we just did. It looks like we'll be seeing Tommy Guns and Flo showing up as lurks here momentarily. Here they come, right onto ADHD, who has to reload. This is a perfect timing for them to move in and just bite his face off. If they can land the bites, but we actually have Flo flashing. Just a few too many missed bites. That should have been a really easy engagement for the lurks, and they already lost one. Yeah, he says YOLO. So that was not a very good thing to have happen, to lose your lurk right after it pops. But then again, I think that's what happened last round too. Had Bruno just waiting around the corner there, but I think Trademark was expecting that. He's already on his pistol, so if Tommy can land his bites... However, Trademark has reloaded at this point, so though he's using like over half his bullets trying to shoot at Tommy's retreating lurk, he almost got taken down there by Flo, who was back to being a little skulk. At RT there has been dropped and partially built over there in pipe by Gnarcolepsy. If you take a look at the RTs, you can see that obviously Intense moved up to 3, so they have their naturals, but Gnarcolepsy's kind of on 5. And they really just, I don't know whether they're just not grouping up well enough to be able to take these engagements, but some of them should be, at least from the top down, look like they should be really easy wins for the aliens. Because they've caught some of them on reloads and stuff like that, but they just aren't really picking it. Shu's all alone on the wrong side of the wall there. He should be good to take him down now, ADHD. He's already on his pistol, takes down both the skulks, just another bite there. And he does get clear. So Marines are taken out of pipeline. Pipeworks? Whatever. Pipeworks. I'm apparently kind of tired even though it's, only 7 p.m. or whatever. Seeing Sweetie Butt doing his thing, just hiding around a corner, hoping something will show up. But at this point it looks like, everybody wants to kill Enzo instead, because kind of he was over there. That RT is dead though. So much for that one. Seeing stuff blinking all over the place. Looks like they do shotguns are done. They already lost one over here, and that's not going to be close enough for anyone to recap that. SweetieBot is going to pop out from around a corner and surprise Oldwick, but he's only a skulk, so who cares? They're going to be on weapons 2 here momentarily, so that'll definitely give them quite an advantage, especially since it's, still 6 res away from having fades. That poor little drifter is going to... Oh! That poor little drifter is going to escape magically because it is a mystical drifter. SweetieBot is getting scanned in there just in case. It looks like he might end up flanking Tom. He is moving in there for the pinch on Tommy Guns. That lurk is going to get completely destroyed here unless he goes out through the vent. He has to hear SweetieBot was there, but nope, he ends up just getting melted. A really nice, it had to be a really nice shot there from Sweetie. Just full on meat shot on that lurk. So they're down no lurks now. So at this point, it's going to be a long time before they're able to get their fades up. They're at 30 P-res now for those with the highest P-res. Sweetie's in Pipeworks all by himself. However, that the nice scans on those aliens. They know exactly where he is. He's actually going to back up and meet up with Shu, which is definitely a good call, especially since there were that many aliens showing up to try and kill them. Shu is going to go down. They might take Sweetie as well, and they do, so that's a shotgun down. Very good win. Very nice win for Intent. However, we've got 3 in the hive. Sorry. And they're at a current position where they can't afford to drop another hive. They have to clear these Marines out. So it looks like they're going to group up for that. Flo is already at low HP. So moving in, they're going to have to call their targets and try and take somebody down. But obviously the med packs are just littering the floor at this point. They're just going to have to spawn more eggs and hope that they survive long enough. And all that res that they almost had enough for another hive, well, it's just going to go away. It's going to turn into eggs. They have all pretty much respawned aside from 2, but they have a 4th shotgunner moving in now who's going to go and pick off Bruno potentially. And he does get picked off. Here comes the 5th. This is over at this point unless they clear all these. If they clear all of them aside from Enzo, they'll be pretty good at, as far as the P-res, keeping the Marines P-res low. But at this point, Bruno has to get in the hive. There's no question. He had to get in the hive. He had to spawn more eggs. They have to get everyone alive again. And they have cap packs now too, so those Marines are going to be really obnoxious to try and deal with. They're extra fast, they can reload really quickly, so all that nice delay that you're expecting them to have because, well, they're shotgunners, well, they're not going to have. Sweetie's going to be the only survivor of that massacre there. And though there are still 2 shotguns at least on the floor, it looks like I only see 2 at this point. They might actually be able to cycle them. Sweetie has no armor. They should be able to pick him off easily. They're actually separated on either side of the wall there, so that was actually good to be able to pick one off. There's still 2 shotguns on the floor, possibly 3. I don't know. One of them might have popped. Some cat packs. AO over here in Oxy going fade. So they did finally get that, and he barely had enough time there. ADHD was moving in. He just needs to land a couple hits there. He's already pretty low too. So now they have a fade up, so that'll help them be able to try and clear these, but they need to have all those skulks in there to try and waste all those bullets before AO moves in, or he's going to get just absolutely melted. And you could see that he was already losing so much of his health. Take a quick look at the RT graph. There's like no res biting going on. Just there's been a little bit of pressure, but they've only taken down 5 RTs. Aside from I mean, it wouldn't be so bad only taking down 5 RTs if they didn't have, 6. But, so if they still had 3 RTs, only taking down 5, okay, sure, whatever. But they have 6. And pretty soon it'll be 7. And that's just silly. Both fades moving in here, Bruno and Ale. Ale's kind of low. Moving in there, he ends up dying because he was injured and ended up going back in for whatever reason. That was a bad call on his part, I'm pretty sure, so there you go on that one. -1 fade. I think that kind of thing just seems to be going on here, at least as far as some of it goes. A little bit too much YOLO going on. ADHD almost going down there. He gets picked off by Bruno. Bruno going back to heal again. Oldwick kind of trapped in a bone wall as a skulk, so whoops there. Tommy Guns actually goes Gorge to try and help the hive so that way they can maybe survive a little longer. More eggs being spawned, but at this point they have only the 1 RT. So if they spawn more eggs, that's pretty much it, because it's going to take them so incredibly long to be able to get a new harvester. I mean, it's just toast. We're just watching the slow demise of the aliens here. I mean, sure, they have enough P-res around for 1 more round of shotguns, it looks like, if they kill everyone and basically make this giant pile of shotguns disappear. But it's just not looking so good. I mean, they have 6 RTs. They're going to have enough for another 2 rounds of shotguns in no time flat. Alright, so we're seeing some welding going on. We're just, I don't know. It does look like they are trying to get that RT built over there in Oxy. Nobody's over there. They are all focusing just down this side of the map with Baywing. Looks like they've even dropped the RT there so they can try and get up to... They're going to be up to 8. They just dropped RTs everywhere. They know where stuff is. They have to know that if Simpa's just dropping RTs to find out where the RTs are, kind of thing. Because it's not like they really need that much res. I mean, they have to know that the one in Oxy exists. Bruno might end up going down here because he's just... I mean, there's just a ton ton of Marines there all trying to kill him because, well, he is the higher life form. That is, like, the only thing. Okay, yes, Flo is back up as Lurk, but, well, he's a Lurk, and they have really, crazy weapons. They have, just weapons 2, armor 2, it looks like. But that's going to be plenty to try and just, well, make a Lurk somewhat ineffective. At least, it's the way that things have been playing so far. They did get that RT up in Oxy, and it looks like they did drop the one in Bay. But at this point, they're just going to be playing oh, whoa, hello, goodbye, Flo. They're just going to be playing tag with those RTs at this point, and they're going to get a gate up in Oxy. Just to, call it, they're just going to get that gate up in Oxy, and it'll just allow them to just, stroll on in. Bruno's going to potentially go down here. He's going to get a little bit of heals there from Tommy Guns. He does escape with, what was that, something really low, like less than 20% HP. You see a Marine actually wandered into to Baywing at this point. And that RT is toast. Looks like they're actually going to pull the entire team to try and save it. Yes, he is just an LMG, but that kind of hurt. And at this point, they're going to almost have 2 shotguns moving into pinch. A little bit, if they'd moved down a little bit faster, they might have been able to cut off the retreat path for all the aliens there, and they might have taken down at least one of them. They weren't really hurt, but, suddenly having 2 Marines show up when you aren't expecting them to be there is possibly enough to take them down. They did finally get that RT back. They're going to go for an AA, it looks like, over on Gnarcolepsy's side. We'll have to see what happens with that. They're probably going to be going for HMGs, because those are really stupidly powerful, and they will make Bruno just turn into a pile of, I don't know, freaking random crud on the floor. I don't know. Trying to remember the lore, and my brain is, like, not recalling it. Some sort of weird alien organism. Anyway. Shu and Trademark moving into the hive again. They're killing eggs, doing their best to be as obnoxious as possible. They have ADHD coming up behind them. Again, they have 6, almost 7 RTs. So anything that goes on, that pretty much, they lose these shotguns, it's not the end of the world. And they didn't have Pinocchio out of the hive fast enough to save Bruno. So he does go down, and that's the highest life form. Oldwick was at 47 res, so he could technically go fade, but they really needed to be able to try and get an Onos out that would probably survive very long at this point. I mean, at this point, if everyone died on the Marine team, they'd have 2 people able to buy shotguns, but they could buy multiple. They could buy, Trademark could buy an extra shotty. But at this point, this is pretty much the end of the game. They do have 1 RT, but they have no res. Or what RT besides the natural, but they have no res. And just everybody is dead, and just chaos, and teeth, and doom, and destruction. It's pretty much at this point all game over. Where is Aol? Where is he? He's alive somewhere. Where are you? He's just biting res. Should have been doing that a while ago, because if we're looking at the res graph, this is probably about where they ended up, like, just losing everything. There's been some pressure now in the late game, but not very much. I mean, 10 RTs down in, 15 minutes? You can see, it's just been a bit of a slaughter. It'll go slow, and I think that's where, what is that? That's about 6 minutes? So that's probably Fades coming up, or Fades, I don't know. We'll see. Alright, so I think we might be switching to an Aussie server here. Make that go away. We may or may not be switching servers. We shall see. There we go. So I'll wait for one of these guys to switch servers and I'll follow them. Assuming we're switching servers. If not, I'll just go sit and spectate because spectate is cool, guys. So yeah. I think that on this one it was a lot more obvious that at least intent was, I don't know, it seemed like they were missing bites and just the engagements that they took where it seemed like they really should be like, oh yeah, this should be an easy win. Because again, the Marines were reloading or stuff like that. It just ended up ending badly. I mean, it's not like it should have even been a hard engagement. As again, you know, whoever that was up in transfer that was like right around here, or maybe it was over here, wherever it was, somewhere in this general vicinity. The guy that was up there as a Marine, he was reloading. And there were 2 lurks. It's like, yeah, here come the lurks. They're going to clear him out. And then the one lurk got completely destroyed. It's just like, what? That shouldn't be happening. It should be like bite, 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 and the guy's gone, pretty much. I mean, especially since there's two of them doing bite, bite, bite at the same time, theoretically. And it looks like we do have people switching servers. Let me take a peek here. Is he on the right server? Yep. Hope I typed the right password. Looks like, there we go. Switching servers. Fisk, they weren't shot with HMGs. They were just LMGs and shotguns. They didn't get to HMGs. Yeah, it's a pile of whatever they turn into when they're dead. Now I'm thinking of like replicators from Stargate that just turn into the bunch of little like computer chip looking things. This is Caged, or no, this is Tanith. This is one of those custom maps that nobody plays. But I think that's partially because in Tanith's case that it kind of has issues. Does it still look the same? I'm curious now. Let's go into spec and float around. That vent... What? Yes. Is that the right vent? Is that the one that's really annoying? That's the really annoying vent, I think. I remember playing this in the custom map cup, but obviously we're not going to be playing on Tanith. We are going to be playing on Biodome, or at least we should be, because that is the other map for this week. Let's see here. What else, though? Alright, there's the map change. Onward to Biodome. Anyway, as I was saying, or said before, if you currently don't have any of your, or don't have one or more of your week 1 through 3 matches set up, make sure you do that. Because as I said, tomorrow is probably the last weekend day to do that. Okay, for the week 3 matches, you technically have until the 21st. So if you're, a Euro playing a Euro team, a North American person playing another NA team, you should be okay for scheduling a match for Monday or Tuesday pretty easily. But if you're trying to play across a continent or two, that's going to be a lot harder. So, tomorrow is probably your last day for that. So you should go make sure, talk to your teammates, make sure that you've got those weeks 1 through 3 matches scheduled. If not, as I said before, talk to Zephyrum. As he said earlier in chat, he's handing out deadline extensions like candy. You just have to talk to him. We would all rather see the matches played than have them just be forfeit wins or forfeit losses, forfeit whatevers. So go get those scheduled and let's see them played. Tomorrow we're actually going to see somewhere between like 7 or 8 matches, I think. I think we have one that's unconfirmed. I heard rumors that there might be a Premier Division match that may or may not happen. We'll have to see if that happens or not. The Titus match got canceled, or Titus Godar match got canceled. But as I said, there might be another one that'll be showing up to sort of replace that. No idea if it'll replace the same time slot or what, but we'll find out. It should be a lot of matches. We still have a couple that need casters, so if you are a caster, there's still a few things there for you to go pick up. Maybe not the most ideal casts around, depending on what teams or what times and what teams you like. But they're there, and they should be casted. Let's get everybody casted. As I said, I think it's 2 that aren't that. It's either 2 or 3 that don't have casters at the moment. So everybody's rejoining the server here. Obviously, we have Hills as our referee for today. So far, the rosters all look exactly the same, so it doesn't look like we're going to be seeing any swaps as far as that goes. This is obviously an Australian server, so all the Aussie pings are all nice and green now, and all the North American players have crazy, hideous pings of doom. You can see what's the highest one at the moment is ADHD. I'm ignoring SweetieBot's ping because that pretty much means he's alt-tabbed. Other stuff, if you didn't know, there's obviously the Steam group and the NSL Twitter that both announce the match times when they start. So if you're a member of either of those, maybe you should go check that out. Or rather, you aren't following the Twitter or a member of the Steam group, you should go check this out. I have links to all the related stuff to competitive NS2 in the middle, at least, if you have your screen set to the same dimensions as mine, should be the middle column there at the bottom. There's a whole bunch of links to both, the NSL site, associated NSL stuff, the Twitter, the differences between comp mod and vanilla, which is a cool thing. I don't know who made that, but whoever made that, it's pretty awesome. There's also, what else is down there? The link to OzNS2 for any Aussies who didn't know that exists, but I'm pretty sure at this point, pretty much all the Australian players probably know that Oz NS2 is a thing. Let's see, what else? But yeah, a bunch of stuff on there. Go check them out. Make sure you know all that stuff exists. Everybody's saying that seeing Tanith. Yeah, I remember playing Tanith on the custom map cut. It had an evil base rush vent, kind of. Anyway. So we'll have to see as everybody gets onto the server. We're still missing one for intent. Don't know who that is. Looks like Tommy Guns, I think. So it'll be a moment, I'm assuming, before he will be showing up. I mean, obviously, there's, people do go AFK for a bit to do things between rounds sometimes. Because that's the way things are. NS2 is never prompt and, instantaneously starting the next round, except for when you're trying to, do something, like when I was messing with my sound settings. That's when it instantaneously starts. Because the world hates everything. Unless it will always go horribly wrong. Because Murphy's Law. So obviously on Biodome, it's a map that is known for long and silly games at times. So I have to see if we'll see any long and silly games on this one, because it's also, been the home to games where it has not been a long and silly game. It has been a base rush of one kind or another. We saw the WC. There was a base rush, the Snails versus Titus that came through Canopy, I believe it was. I can't remember if it was on this map or not, but I know there was some, I think it might have been, where there was a fake relocate to falls that was actually a shotgun rush or something. And then they continued on up through Agri to just kill the hive and slaughter it mercilessly. I don't remember what game that was. I just remember saying that and we're going oh, that was cool. But yeah, so we'll have to see what way it ends up going on here. I mean, at the moment, Intent is pretty much been on the back foot. They weren't winning their engagements really when they should have been on Aliens, and as Marines they were just kind of flailing around. Alright, so we're saying Gnarcolepsy is readied up. See, can't play on a Euro server and split the difference. That would mean that everybody would have 150 ping. That isn't friendly either. Or more. 150 to 250 ping. That's just silly. I mean, it's close enough. I don't know. Oh! Wait. What's going on here? They readied. They readied again. And more ready. Okay, we are going to be going into round 3 of Intent versus Gnarcolepsy. Same rosters as before, unless anybody snuck in, so here we go. 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Onward to Biodome. Unsurprisingly, we're seeing the normal fixed spawns. Gasp. No Gorgie coming from Gnarcolepsy. I'm not too surprised on that one. We are seeing another IP, and it looks like we're going to be seeing mines again, just from the fact that Bruno is standing on an armory building that. So I guess they're going to try and be somewhat defensive with the mines again. I mean, I think that helped them a little bit against some of the base rushes, but not entirely. We're seeing just aliens kind of lining up across the map. And Aol is hiding around a corner. ADHD and Simba, who is out of the hive. Simba's just going to get wasted because he didn't check that corner. ADHD obviously knows he's there now because Simba got annihilated, but so it goes. Saw a drifter get dropped over here. There's also a crag and a harvester. So that's going to be set up really nicely. Also a second drifter in there. So he's really serious about getting that built very quickly. Saying trademark getting picked off by Bruno right there in seating. And Enzo's going to back off with basically no HP left. Looks like Aol's going to move in there to try and cut the assists there that are just starting to row. Simba has to hear him at this point. It looks like he might have been heading over to Tommy Guns, but he can't really decide. So I think he's gonna decide on going after Tommy Guns. Get a parasite. Nope, missed the parasite there. Saying AO take down ADHD over here in filtration. Power's now up over there in platform. He's totally alone in there to cap that. Meanwhile, somebody's munching down canopy. Let's see who that is. That'd be Simba. He's way far away from the hive. So at this point, if anybody jumps, if they need anything, they'll have to have somebody else jump in. Because he's way too far away to be able to help with that. They're going to melt the crags. So that's a nice early chunk of T-Res that has been lost. ADHD is basically no HP in that engagement, but they are going to be able to clear out Oldwick, who was the last one alive there. Simba's still working on that. He does take that down, but through that all, he wasn't able to go and macro anything. I mean, the drifters were, it looks like, trained on coming back to the hive, so they had Shu actually hop in the hive there to do stuff. He had a resist over here in filtration because that got cleared, and it looks like we're seeing Enzo working on the res over there. They're kind of melting the res at this point. Simba's been out of the hive quite a bit already. He could go gorge no problem, or a little bit later he could actually go lurk. I mean, he's just been biting res instead of, doing normal calm things. But since he just died, or at least I think, yeah, he did just die, that'll be pretty easy for him to, hop back in the hive and do stuff. Anyway, there we got Flo and AO up here in Agri again, working on that res. I mean, if they're able to take that down, that'll definitely help slow down the aliens. That'd be Gnarcolepsy. They are building the one over here in filtration as well. But I think that he heard Tommy guns coming, maybe, or no, the skulk over there, Sweetie Bot did. So that's going to desist it, and it'll definitely help them try and kill that. I think it got misted as well. So they may end up losing. They're going to lose at least one of their naturals here, if not two. But this has been a game that has seen quite a bit of well, I thought it had more res munching than that. He's going to really work hard on trying to killing that. I think it's low enough that that will go down. Yes, okay, there is the cyst there. It's growing. It's growing. The infestation. 2, 1. Rest in peace. Meanwhile, we're seeing AO pushing into the hive, and he gets taken down. They did cut the cyst chain, like right about here, I think. And they're clearing up the cyst coming from Agri. So this is definitely a lot better for intent. I don't know whether it's the server or this is a map they know better or what. But they definitely seem to be playing better. They got Armor 1 going. They have their mines down in base, I'm assuming. Yeah, they have a whole bunch of mines in base. They're just like, screw this. We're putting mines everywhere, because if you guys try and cheese and fly over. Simba is up his lurk. Or Shu is calming. This is so weird. Was Shu calming the whole time? I am so confused now. Yeah, I guess Shu was calming the whole time. I just didn't notice that because I'm so used to Simba calming. Anyway, we're seeing mines going up at some of the naturals with ADHD kind of floating around all by himself. Tommy Guns is sneaking, so that won't help. Okay, they did just fly around, so he wasn't going to see Tommy Guns sneaking around. We're going to have a sneak fest here as Sweetie Bot and Tommy Guns and ADHD all meet up here in the hallway right outside of, what's it? Bamboo. Yeah, Simba's flanking from the other side, though, so he's going to get completely chomped on and get cleared. Falls is going to end up going down as well. Enzo's going to get... Yep, Enzo gets destroyed there. ADHD chasing after him. He takes out Flo. Simba and Shu and ADHD in some combination are going to finish off that Falls RT, and this is looking quite a bit better now since they've gone and had those lurks up. He just needs one more. Yeah, and Bruno axes down trademark and saves the RT. Simba's gliding on in. He did have to flap there, so Bruno does probably know he's there, but it's too late. He does get taken down there right in that little hallway thing. Access tunnels, that one. Sweetie Bot's hiding around this giant pillar thingy. Seeing ADHD getting shot out on the other corner of the screen. I don't know whether Tommy Guns just gave up or what. But he just ran out of the room there while Sweetie's allowed to go and bite more stuff. ADHD actually flying over a mine. Enzo goes down to Flo. And it looks like ADHD will be able to get out. And Sweetie Bot is back to hiding. Kaboom! There is a mine somewhere. but apparently not too frightening. We have armor 2 going up right now, and that'll be done here in a moment. They already have shotguns up, but they don't have weapons 1, which is an interesting choice. I mean, normally if you're seeing armor 2 pretty much being prioritized over weapons, that maybe means that they have a shade hive, but obviously they don't. They have regen, they have a crag hive, so really, I mean, yes, it'll help them stay alive, but on the other hand, it doesn't help them kill things. ADHD moves in kind of alone. They're able to take down that harvest or extractor there in canopy, no problem. I chomped Bruno to death, and he is free to go and respawn. But meanwhile, they're losing filtration. That should die regardless of whether or not Tommy Guns ends up putting more bullets into it. There it goes. Here, one moment. SweetieBot and Simba are moving in right now to try and clear him. He's actually going to run right into Sweetie. He almost takes him down. He just needed that other, like, half bullet to take him. I mean, there's... Let's see. I mean, there's a lot of resources currently being lost by Intent. They've lost 7 RTs, and most of them in the last, like, 3 minutes or so. I mean, just once they got those lurks up, now they're just getting cleared. They seem to be running a little bit onesie-twosie, I think. Or rather, when they're running twosie, they're on the other side of the wall and such from each other. Simba's actually split up at the moment. He might get a little bit of chip damage on here by Flo, but possibly not enough to really be in much danger, especially since ADHD just flanked through the vent. So they're back to having equal amounts of RTs, although Intent has lost 8 in 8 minutes. So there's that one RT a minute rule of thumb that Gnarcolepsy is obviously doing a good job at keeping up. At this point, none of the lurks have really looked too in danger of dying at this point either. And they do have shotguns up, but they don't have weapons 1 up. I think that getting weapons 1 might have been a better call than going for shotguns this early. I mean, yeah, you need the shotguns up by the time that, like, fades are up for sure. But against the lurks can stay really far away and spike you down. And shotguns obviously aren't really that accurate at distance. So if you're, worrying about lurks spiking you to death, as, they're hopefully doing if you have a shotgun, it's not going to be too frightening for them. I mean, okay, a little bit if they come in to try and bite you, but really having those LMGs with a little bit of extra damage might be enough to try and, melt the skulks earlier and that kind of thing. And, get them a little bit more position on the map. Seeing Oldwick kind of hiding around the corner there. He's able to get a nice little bit of chip damage into ADHD. Simba's obviously joining the thing here as well. He actually goes down pretty low. That's the lowest we've seen Alert go, I think, so far this game. ADHD without armor. He's staying maybe a little bit too long. All Oldwick has to do is get a couple of pistol shots, and that's -1 lurk. But it's late enough now that they're almost to fade res, so losing one of the 2 lurks is not really much of a problem. Seeing more res going down all over the place. They obviously redropped the crag over here in, what's it? Agri-Labs. Simba moves in. There is a shotgun there, so not the wisest thing to move in there, but he didn't take that much damage, so all in all, not too bad. ADHD, however, takes a nice shot right there that killed half of his health. Tommy Gun's running a little bit too far forward, perhaps, but not getting destroyed there. Shu chasing Flo around the corner there. Gets taken out. Flo is somehow mysteriously still alive. Obviously backing up because I think he needed some meds. None of those shotgun blasts from Bruno landing on ADHD, which is kind of unfortunate. He's able to just, fly out of there and wait for everybody else to regroup. They're probably going to end up losing this RT, and you can see that they do have a gate up now to Falls. You can see Simba having his armor stripped off there by, who was that? AO. But all things considered, they aren't doing too bad. I mean, yeah, they have 3 RTs, but they're almost to fades. And that's the, nice important thing, assuming they don't flash their fades, which is, always bad. ADHD moving in there. He's just chasing after the shotgunners who were retreating. They were kind of low on HP, and they do get cleared. They are near that phase gate, so they should be able to recap those if they can hold out. ADHD actually bites Shu to death by accident. ADHD's getting low, though. He may go down. This may be an engagement. Both the lurks are low. Dude, come on. Are they going to go down? 1 lurk down. ADHD goes down. Simba escapes through the vent in the ceiling. He obviously took the turn over here. You go up through that vent up there, which was definitely the wiser thing. I mean, that's a nice little defensible area. So one of the lurks down. We have the trademark now up as a fade, and Enzo will be up momentarily. They're getting the gate up in Gnarcolepsy while that is happening. That should be done by the time they come in here. Enzo going down to about half health on that first engagement. I want to know what glass it was talked about there. ADHD and SweetieBot and Simba all over here in Canopy. The power's almost down as well. So that'll definitely hurt their recapping once they, eventually try to do that. And Simba's just like, forget this. I'm going to bite the RT, you skulks got, or bite the power node. You guys got this. Trademark is doing I don't know what. I guess he's waiting for a recapper. We have 3 guys in the hive, though. They're still a ways away from being able to drop another hive, so if they're able to hold on to that, but at the moment they're in danger of losing the gate. And losing that gate is definitely very bad. They might actually lose another life form, though. That would be another good thing if they would manage to be able to do that at this point. They lost enough res. They need to get somebody back there before they lose that gate. It's at 50 and dropping. Oldwick pops through, and he's able to just completely destroy SweetieBot. So that was what 2 shotguns down there, 40 res down, and they didn't clear either. They didn't clear enough life forms really to be able to do much damage there. They didn't take down any shells, so not a very good trade in that aspect. But at least it pulled the aliens back, so they have half a chance at recapping. Simba, meanwhile, is just like, "Sup, I'm a lurk. I'm gonna go fly everywhere." Let's see where everybody else keeps going. They don't really seem to have too much direction. It looks like we're lagging. Oh yeah, hi Australian internet. This is not a good time for the NA players to be doing anything, because as you can see, this is like a slideshow. I would be tempted to pause this if I were them, and seeing if it gets better, because the routing just went to hell. And you can see it's only us NA people. All the Australians still have good ping. So at this point, not a good time to. Okay, it's repairing itself. Yeah. Someone in Australia tried to download something and it made the entire server hiccup. Well, we've got Enzo moving back in. Moving back in there to the hive. Meanwhile, there are 3 shotguns in the room. I mean, they're still. Gnarcolepsy's just holding on to 3 RTs. And that's, really all you need. It's not like the most ideal thing in the world, but you can see their team kills have really gone up since Fades have been out. Intent has, clawed back some of those RTs. They finally are up to weapons 1, and they're actually going for cat packs, which is an interesting choice because you don't have the armor, you don't have the upgrades yet. They're up to weapons 1. This is a wise decision by them to move back, so they aren't going to just, continuously pressure the hive. They did get the Falls Gate back up, and they cleared pretty much everything on the right side of the map. So if they're able to send one recapper out there, they should be able to go and, get some more RTs up, and that'll be good. If somebody pop back through the phase gate and try and kill Simba. ADHD's also in the room there, so that'll make it a little bit harder, but they definitely need to try and hold on to what they have. But they're far away from the gate, too. It has been welded. But at this point, they don't have anybody on gates. They don't have anybody on. They do have one guy recapping, though. That'll be Ayo. It's like they actually have one. Nope, they don't have one recapping on each side. Are we missing one? Okay, Bruno was running around. He moved back to the gates. Able to get a little bit of chip damage on Enzo, and I hope that they're all watching. Here comes Oldwick moving back. They're going to try and take him down, but he's able to get up onto that. Onto that thingy in the middle of the room that I have no idea what the heck it is, but it's a thing in the middle of the room. And they're going to get cleared up here and lose at least 2 shotguns in that mess. I actually don't see the shotguns. I know there's at least 1 there. Where's the other one? I think there might be 2 there, but I'm not seeing the outlines right now. I'm zooming a little bit. One of them got recapped. Yeah, for some reason Oh, it's because I hit F by accident. That'll be why. By the way, F toggles outlines. ADHD gets picked off the wall. There's still 1 shotgun left there. Getting some welding done. They really need some more, I don't know whether Flo just needs to reload or what. There's another shotgun that has been recapped. Still at Armor 2, Weapons 1. They really need that Weapons 2, but at this point, if they're going to try and just melt the hive, they really need to make sure that they're going to have enough money for this engagement. And they are going to try and just take down this hive. They've really been, it looks like they might actually take down Trademark. Trademark is very low. They still have 3 Marines there. Need those meds, need those cat packs. Enzo gets low. So both the Fates have to back off to you know, try and stay alive for a little bit. The Crag that I think is back there, I think it's, did it go down? Enzo gets low again. He's able to hop in the hive and hide. Here comes everybody moving back in to try and clear this. They still have 4 Marines in the room though. They did lose the gate, but Trademark does go down. ADHD gets cleared as a skulk. They lost the gate in Agri, but if they're able to clear this hive, that'll definitely help, especially since the other hive is only 44% grown. If they can kill it before that hive gets built, that's definitely good for intent, and they might actually take this round. I mean, it's not the most ideal. They did lose one of the Marines. And they are split up by that bone wall, that nice bone wall in there, trying to keep them from being able to group up. Bruno's all alone now, and he is going to go down. They're already building a new crag over there, too. As you can see, yep, that's just building away. I mean, they have to know stuff's in there just because, well, the power node is blinking. But at this point, we're seeing the power getting taken down. Aol is kind of creeping over there. You can see him sneaking along, but at this point, not too crazy. Here comes Flo. He's going to come in there first. He's actually really far away from his buddies. I guess Aol was coming from the other direction, so not too bad. Enzo gets kind of low. He's able to get out, no problem. Taking a look up at the hive, that crag there is within range, so it is going to work on healing that hive up, which only got down to about 45-ish percent, I think. So that platform hive is going to be done very soon, and they really need to get another gate up besides that one again if they can afford it. But at this point, they do have 4 RTs. We're seeing the group of 3 moving up towards the hive again. ADHD moving in. He's able to take down one of those Marines. That bone wall not really blocking much of anything. They're going to move back in and work on that crag. They're going to work really hard on that crag. But all the spawn wave is able to take them down for the most part. Crag got down to about 50. Hive's back up to 60. And Oldwick better not run in on his own because he'd be toast. I do have the gate back up in Agri. Oldwick does go down. Saying Simba just patrolling around the map, biting some stuff. They lost all the res again. And it's a nice little step pyramid set there. Enzo gets low again. Just need to pick him off down that hallway. That probably would have been a better time to use a pistol rather than a shotgun, but at this point, so it goes. They really need to cap Agri again and just hold on to that. Sweetie Bot is up as Zonos. He's just hanging out over there by the shells at the moment, not really doing anything again. This was pretty much what we saw last time, except nobody's in there shooting him this time. So there is that. So I don't know whether he evolves and then wanders off to, I don't know, do something, and is like, hey, tell me when I'm hatched, or what. Everybody's just standing around. I was checking there to see if like my connection had died or something, but no, everybody's just having this massive standoff. Meanwhile, Simba is flying into base and just blowing up mines, or will be shortly. Alright, so stuff is finally happening again. Aol getting split up from Oldwick, however they're going to take down Trademark, so not too bad of a split there. The hive is back up to full. The other hive is built. Aol's around a wall again. This seems to be, but they're going to have Sweetie Bot run into the engagement. And he is going to, they're going to clean them up, no problem there. That's another shotgun down. They're going to take it towards the gate and try and clear that right away. There are a couple mines there, but that's no problem because there is an Onos, so those mines are considerably less effective when there's this giant rhino thingy that can just kill it. And here comes the group now with shotguns again. They're going to move back in. Maybe take out... Nope. They're going to get taken out by a skulk. There's still one shotgun on the floor. So Oldwick or Tommy Guns should be able to take that. But at this point, they're losing control of Agri again. And since they have... there's stuff blinking everywhere. 18 RTs down in 21 minutes. That's a nice, again, a good rate. We'll just see what happens here because, well... all the aliens over on this side, so definitely a good call in that aspect to move to the other side. The question is, are they going to get a gate up somewhere? Like, I don't know. Yep, they're going to get a gate right up there. My sloppily drawn circle. I'll obviously have to get the power up too. Looks like Tommy Guns is going to go for that. Meanwhile, we have stuff blinking all over Falls. Oldwick pops out of nowhere, aka the gate. He's able to scare away the life forms for a moment. Simba's able to take down that RT. He still hasn't died yet, but meanwhile, Enzo, not looking too happy there. He is in the vent. Barely able to get out there, but he's not going to be able to get flanked. Flo's all alone there. He's going to get killed because Simba's going to come into the room. And Sweetie's not too far behind. We just had the obs go down in base. That'd be trademark. He's just like, sup, I'm going to kill your obs. Nobody even bothered to come back for that. Pinocchio finally jumps out of the chair along with Flo. Flo just bails on him. Trademark's still in the base. I'm not sure why he's still in the base there. They did find the hive, however. And that one over there in platform is going to get completely destroyed. So a little bit of progress has been made by intent. However, here comes SweetieBot and poor Tommy Guns was all by himself there. So Aol, Oldwick, and Bruno are now all grouped up in that little hallway right outside a platform. They're going to get some nice shots in there. They might take down Enzo. Enzo may end up going down here if they turn around and able to shoot him. Flo might be able to snipe him. Maybe, maybe not. Nope. So all those veils are now off the infestation, and since they obviously did not go Shift Hive, they can't just echo them out. They really have to resist over there, and yeah, there are a couple eggs left, but they need to resist something. Yeah, you can see they've already dropped a crag, and that they can hear that building, but at this point I think they want to try and kill SweetieBot, who's all by himself pretty much at this point. Bruno's actually going one way while Aol goes another. Nice jump up there by Bruno. He's really need a cat pack, though. They're actually chasing Sweetie into Oldwick. This is going to be a dead Onos right here. Really? Okay, there we go. Sweetie is down. Next person who can be an Onos, that'd be Trademark. He is at 36 res. Or no, I guess that'd be Simba. Just kidding. Simba is your next Onos, who's at 48 res. However, he's currently back in the hive. Actually, Shu's at 32, too. I don't know what's going on here. I don't know who's counting this crazy thing. But since the Shade Hive has gone down and they have lost all those upgrades, but they haven't rebuilt the obs. They really need to get that obs rebuilt like yesterday. They only have one RT though, so they definitely need to get something captured. It looks like they have dropped the one over here in Infiltration, which is kind of where their gate is. Yes, technically that gate is in West Route. I think that is. Yes, West Route. But, yeah, they kind of need to get some more res. But at this point, both their naturals are also kind of without power. It's really going to slow down their ability to cap. And at this point, let's take a look at the res graph. You can see this is finally where Gnarcolepsy is starting to pull ahead quite a bit as far as res goes. Not quite on total res so far, but definitely as far as RTs goes. And we're seeing ADHD, who isn't Onos, as he was the next closest one, kind of hanging out in that general vicinity. He's going to move on in there, take a shotgun to the face, take not much damage because, well, he has a ton of health, and run away. She was actually kind of baiting them forward, but it might be a little bit too far if somebody had popped through that gate there. That could have been a nice flank, but nobody was in the right position for it. Bruno's also joining the group. We're seeing stuff blinking in base. That'd be a fade. And some cysts. Hydro has been dropped, so they're gonna get their other hive one way or another. Bruno's gonna come up there and try and kill Shu. Shu does go down. But at this point, there's so little of the map that really could be claimed by them just without having to spend forever building power. It does look like they are gonna work on that. Seeing killing Sis down here. Tommy Guns, he's working on clearing up Canopy. The power's been rebuilt. But over here we've got Sweetie Bot facing down Flo in seating. He just walks over and shoots Sweetie Bot in the face. Meanwhile, we're seeing a ton of life forms going on over here. A lot of stuff going on over here in West Road. ADHD getting really low, and he has to retreat that way. But guess what? Tommy Guns is just down there around the corner. But here's the problem. They all pulled off the gate. Or they're pulled back onto the gate, and they just recycled it, it looks like. It would have been really nice for them if they'd been able to go and take down ADHD after he'd finally gone Onos. He's going to be able to go and get his upgrade now. He'd probably be getting a shell, because that at this point is probably, I think, the better choice for an Onos at this point, since in comp mod now you don't get regen while you are under attack. And of course, as an Onos, people are pretty much always going to be shooting you unless you have a Gorge. So we're seeing Enzo and Trademark, both fades moving into base here. Tommy Gun's backing up as he's moving back across the room. Phase really can't do much of anything because it's all welded. They're going to sit on the gate and hope to get a reverse grind gate going. Pinocchio jumps out of the chair. They do have an obs again somewhere. I guess it's over here. There it is. They chase the fades out. They did get gate back up and falls finally. But at this point, it's still not looking so good for intent. You can see that that Gnarcolepsy really has pulled ahead. Like right here, at about, I don't know, 16 minutes or so, or not, 16 to 20, somewhere in there, is about where Gnarcolepsy was finally able to really, like, get a hold of their res. The res wasn't challenged, and it was enough for them to be able to do stuff. So ADHD is just cruising along. We'll have to see what happens here. Platform has just been dropped as well. They probably didn't hear that. It's probably close enough. But at this point, that is the third hive. I mean, since they weren't able to take down that first hive up there in Atmosphere when they, had more of a chance. I mean, at this point, we have Shu at 50 res. We have Enzo at 49. We have Simba in the hive with 48. I mean, it's just, they have so many people who could potentially go Onos if people lose life forms. That it's going to be really easy for them to just be like, okay, hold on, we have to wait however long it is for this Onos to evolve, and then we'll be all good. Okay, guys? Okay. Shu just hanging around this little glass thingy of plants. It's actually come cruising in. That was good timing on his part. He waited until the Marine didn't have any ammo in their gun, and just cruised on in. ADHD, pretty much alone but unchallenged over here in Canopy. And it's just what's going to happen now. Looks like we're going to see people grouping up for a push on base. They're all moving in here through Gallery, I believe that is. Oldwick's away from pretty much everything. He's going to get picked off fairly quickly, though. Bruno's having to run back. They're going to beacon. Everybody's going to scatter out of base. AOL actually appears like right next to them. He's going to get picked off. And we'll just have to see what happens here. But at this point, they've left an RT there with 17% to go. Oh, it's going to die anyway. Who cares? At least, no, maybe not. Maybe it's not going to die. We'll see what happens. ADHD moving into 2 LMG Marines. We're still sitting on Weapons 1. Still on Weapons 1. Weapons 1 versus Anonos. They really needed to get that Weapons 1 up earlier, I think. But I think this has been pretty much their tech path both rounds, I think, is to do Armor 2 and have Mines first. The Mines first, okay, that's totally legit. That's fine, whatever. You guys are going to... They seem to be doing a lot of pressure. May not be necessarily the best pressure in the world, but it's pressure, and they're killing stuff. I mean, they've taken down 12 RTs. It's just the problem of, well, currently they're just kind of tickling the higher life forms rather than slaughtering them mercilessly. And there's also a second Onos up. So Shu is an Onos, and now their Weapons 1, with shotguns and cat packs, yeah, sure. But there are 2 Oni and a Gorge cruising around the map. And if Simba hops out of the hive for a little bit, he can go Onos later too. So it's just like, they got the gate back up and angry, but at this point it's toast. Lots of toast. They're getting cleared out of Hydra. They were able to get a little bit of damage on the hive, but not that much. It's at 71% grown. And Tommy Guns moves forward a little bit, and he's going to walk basically to his doom because, well, there are kind of some fades. At this point, I think if we look the kill graph, you could see that over the, I mean, since probably, what, where the Onos came, the first Onos came up and all that, it's sort of plateaued for the Marines. They haven't really gotten, much done. There's, I don't know. It's just there hasn't been as much done as far as they go. They haven't killed that much recently. They're losing more structures now. They're losing their positions on the map. ADHD moves in. I just saw one person F4, so it looks like this is it. This is it for round 3. So 3 wins so far for Gnarcolepsy. I mean, overall, I think that was probably a better round for Intent than some of the previous ones. But I don't know. The real question is how will they play on this server with Wait, did I? No, it's the wrong one. Wrong one. Swap that. Oh. There we go. No, arguments about comp heroes. Of course, yes. Shoot, I believe, did start as the Hive. Shoot did start. No, Shoot did start in the Hive with Simba out of the Hive, I think, and that allowed Simba to get all that res that he was able to before dying as Lurk, I think. Then Shu went in the Hive. Or no, then Simba went in the Hive and Shu hung out outside the Hive. All things considered, it probably wouldn't have made much of a difference whether or not there was still that 60-second timer on comm res. They still would have been able to get the get an Onos, technically for both of them, because it would have been easy enough for Simba to just hang out outside the Hive and do stuff. But I mean, they still would have been able, even if it was still the 60-second timer, I'm pretty sure that Shu still would have been able to get his Onos, especially since they were, they swapped mid-round. I mean, okay, it'd be a little bit slower, it might not have been right that instant, but I'm pretty sure, I mean, obviously you can't see it now because, well, does this have, nope. I was hoping that there was going to be NS2 stats so we could look at that, but I'm pretty sure that, Shu still would have gotten his Onos by the end of that game. And I'm just not going to go babbling on about it anymore here like that. Obviously, that is a discussion meant for the balance team. What can I say? I'm just some caster at this point. And I'm also wondering where the 6v5 thing comes in, considering there were always still 5 aliens on the field. It just happened to swap mid-round. Anyway, we're seeing a ready up there for Intent. So it'll be waiting on Gnarcolepsy. I have to change the thing. I thought I already changed the thing. Waiting on Gnarcolepsy to ready up here too. And we'll see how it ends up going. Let's see, what else is there to go on about? Tomorrow, as I said, If Ixion is still lurking, I think he's still in chat. I mean, I think that he said that there may or may not be a premiere game tomorrow, since the Titus versus Godar one was canceled. So that'd be, I think he said it was obviously going to be 2EZ versus Virtual Dejection, I think. So that may or may not happen. So we'll see whether or not it does. If it does, obviously it'll show up on the ENSL website and be on the Twitter and the Steam group and all that nonsense. But if not, well, we'll just see what happens. Let's see. There should be. I think there's gonna be at least. I think there's gonna be 2 Div 1 games tomorrow. Still waiting on confirmation from one of the teams. I think for one of the matches, but I believe On Fire is having a game. Who would it be? I think On Fire is playing somebody tomorrow. I am not sure though because I am currently not alt tabbed. But yeah, we've got I know we've got a couple Div 4 games, a couple Div 3 games, a Div 2 game that I think still needs a caster. I think we've, as I said, I think we have either 1 or 2 Div 1 games tomorrow. Theoretically, assuming it gets confirmed and all that jazz, I will be casting one at noon Pacific, which I believe should be Overextensions versus Yggdrasil. I can talk, really. It's not normally a word I necessarily have issues with either, because I like weird words. They're fun. But we'll be just waiting on the ready up there from Gnarcolepsy. See what's going on here. Maybe everybody is on the team, so just waiting on people to actually do cred. The only one not moving is Enzo. Well, Enzo and Trademark. Who knows? Simba could be not moving or something too. Who knows?
Hello. How are you?
Hello.
Oh no, I can hear them. That's terrible. Anyway, we got a ready up here from Simba.
Other team, come in, other team. Hello. Use load.
Wow,
Use load, please.
Faggots.
Rush bait.
Oh no, somebody has a really loud microphone. Anyway, here we're going to see them all scramble around in base. Looks like they're going to power build an armory. Or sort of power build to one person going off to cap each side. Meanwhile, they're obviously capping over there. No gorge or anything like that. They're just going to get mines going and get the heck out. Sync Flow almost getting obliterated. Flow does get obliterated, but we got 4 Marines just scooting along through seating at the moment. 2 Skulks down. There's still 2 more left. Pinocchio actually jumped out of the hive. I believe he is the commander, unless I'm misremembering. They're just going to cruise on and just cycle over towards the other side here, which would be Oldwick and Bruno. And it looks like they actually do have an opportunity to go in here to base. Mines are not done, but Trademark is moving back to base. He's able to scoot around over and just pick him off. He is already at low health. Bruno, what are you doing? Go kill him. Sweetiebot, just parasite him. Parasite him and he's dead. A little bit late there. We actually had Pinocchio take down Oldwick. Just a little bit better timing there. Could have ended the game. Alright, so we're seeing some mines finally getting put down in base. So that'll definitely defend things a little bit there. See, Bruno's biting in the vent there, trying to be annoying, as everybody else groups up to push everybody out of aggro. Here comes this giant pack of Skulks, just coming in there. They're going to slaughter Shu, maybe. Okay, there we go. They also killed ADHD. They're going to move right on into Enzo and possibly kill him. They're slowly getting chipped off, and one by one, he does take down the last 3 Skulks there. They were all wounded, and he is alive. So Oldwick is still hanging out over here in Falls. Saying Aeol and coming up, getting a parasite there on, I think it was Enzo, his last one. Anyway, we've got Trademark and Enzo over here, again, surrounded by Skulks. Enzo gets picked off first. Next is going to be Trademark. They cleared that up, so their RTs have been defended. Or at least that one has been. Their weapon or armor one is going at this point. We're seeing quite a bit of nice pack play here. However, they're still taking the engagements perhaps a little bit early, and they better watch out for that mine. They did looks like Flo did parasite that. They're gonna let Ale just chomp on that RT. So I'm curious to see how Intent ends up playing on this this round. Just watching people capping and all that nonsense. Looks like we saw yet another Marine wandering up towards the north half of the map, which is going to definitively be under alien control. We're seeing Tommy guns hanging up in the rafters. He didn't quite get a jump onto Enzo's head and rip off his head, but after all, Enzo went into falls here to regroup with Trademark, and they're just gonna apparently get the power up and leave. If they're just gonna get the power up and leave, I'm not quite sure why they even bothered to get the power to 100%. It seems like a much more wise decision to go back and actually cap it. Especially since now, guess what? Somebody could go back, and if they want to be really obnoxious, they could just take down the false power. So Ale taking things by himself there. He's going to get picked off. Almost takes down Trademark. Trademark just like a sliver of health away from being dead. He does get taken down by Pinocchio, and now Enzo's by himself. He gets taken down by Oldwick. See, Tommy Guns, it looks like possibly cleared that extractor, and he's going to work on the power there to help delay the Marine res. There's actually nobody coming that direction, so he's pretty much free to do that. Okay, yeah, here comes Trademark. So he's just going to get out of the way, almost get picked off by a mine, but it looks like it didn't really hurt him. So Trademark came in there, and it looks like he's just going to weld that. He's actually going to spend the time to weld that that power node and get out. It looks like we do see the lurks up. We see Flo up as a lurk. Hopefully will not flash this time. We're waiting on the other lurk to come join him soon. He moves in there versus ADHD behind the little wall thing, so he's a little bit of cover, but he's able to get out through the vent, and just, you know, because it's scary there. Ah, I forgot the overlay again. Oh well. Sorry, I have my window covering part of OBS, so I can't see what status I'm at here. That's what I get for not tabbing to sort my windows out. They're actually taking the time to weld things, which is interesting. I mean, welding RTs, or at least I think that's being welded. Yeah, it's being welded. Trademark is taking the time to weld some of the RTs and stuff. Do you get that power back up to 100%? 98. Oh, wow. See, Sweetie Bot and ADHD both snaking. ADHD stops snaking now, but Sweetie's still there. So I think that Flo might be contemplating going in there. He is backed up by Tommy Guns. And they're actually going to have 3 going in here. They're able to take down ADHD. Sweetie Bot will be next. They did survive that engagement without going down in a blaze of lurk death. Shu and Enzo moving in here to AgriLabs, but Flo is by himself, and he's gonna get just completely melted. No, yes. I'm not even quite sure why Flo even decided to stay in there. I mean, that should have been like, oh wait, there are 2 Marines there. There's nobody else able to take this engagement. Maybe I should not, you know, go in there. So that was another bad choice, I think, from Flo. But at least it was slightly more of a reasonable death than the last time when there were just lots of missed bites and doom. Anyway, it looks like they are going to lose the natural over here that Trademark is currently shooting at. I find it kind of weird that he's standing that close to the RT, considering it's... Okay, is he actually axing it now? I mean, because you don't need to be shooting the RT from like 2 inches away. I mean, that is one of those things that can get you killed. He's going to get killed there. They are going to take down the false power now, it looks like, to slow that down. We are going to have Sweetie Bot running in there. That drifter really needs to be moved out of the way, but at this point, nobody's in... Okay, Pinocchio is in the hive. Shotguns are up, obviously. They're getting an AA right off the bat. Weapons 2 also going. So it looks like we're going to see Weapons 2 HMGs most likely. And it looks like Falls will go to Intent at this point. Taking a look at the res graph. Nice res biting once they realized, hey, wait, the Marines have a bunch of res, I think. So weapons 2 is almost done, and we'll probably be seeing HMGs here momentarily. ADHG is hiding around the corner there. He doesn't quite pick off Bruno, who's trying to get the parasite, does get the parasite, and he's going to be retreating back to base, basically, to heal. Seeing Shu over there getting spiked at by Tommy guns. He does get taken down, and that'll be 20 res that'll just melt into oblivion because, well, there's nobody anywhere nearby to recap that. Not quite sure why he ended up way over there. So all that does is make sure that you're going to lose your P-res, but so it goes. So if he's listening to the number of shots, he might be able to. Oldwick might be able to go and take out Enzo, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen. Instead, we're seeing a bunch grouping up here for the Agri Labs push. Seeing Trademark and Sweetie just backing off. That RT is at 1%, so literally they should have, you know, sneezed on it to kill it. They're actually a little bit separated. They might take down SweetieBot. SweetieBot does go down, and now Trademark's by himself. They move in. He does get taken down, so that's another 40 res that's going to evaporate, and that RT didn't even get taken down in the first place. Meanwhile, we're seeing ADHD kind of poking at their base, kind of poking at the hive. Seeing all the shells kind of hidden in this little, like, I don't even know what this little doohickey tier is that looks like some little random corner of doom. But all the shells are hiding in there. If they actually used a GL, that'd be really easy to just kill all the shells because it's this nice little contained area. Armor 2 is actually going instead of HMGs, which is interesting. I mean, as I said, with the AA, I mean, you don't see the AA weapons usually. I mean, especially not since flamethrowers are now researchable as a secondary weapon. So you normally aren't going to see GLs. However, we just had alert go down. That was right back at the hive. It looks like ADHD was able to snipe him off. Probably who's going back to heal. They're going to lose the Falls power, and they're going to take down Trademark, maybe. Nope, Trademark is going to win that engagement. He took down 3 skulks there. However, he does have a shotgun, so that's potentially, you know, in his favor, especially if those skulks were wounded. So now with the skulks now with everybody's skulks, however, they're at fade rest. We're seeing Bruno just turn into a fade. We're seeing 3 fades, actually. AO, Oldwick, and Bruno. I guess they're figuring that they're probably too far from being able to get an Onos, perhaps. That or there was some miscommunication. Either way, we're seeing 3 fades showing up on the field right now. We'll have to see what happens with that. They all move in here. AO taking a huge chunk of damage. HMGs, I think, just finished. AO goes down instantaneously. However, they're able to clear out the rest of them. Oldwick goes down as well. That was over here, I think. Enzo. Yeah, they pinched him, so now they're down to 1 fade. That's not good, especially since they have HMGs done now. So, you know, HMGs look... Oh, I thought H2 was going to buy an HMG. Guess not. But phase tech is done. Just, yeah, not so good. Not so good to lose 2 of the 3 fades right off the bat. And Bruno's a little bit wounded, so he better go hide. So suddenly things have gotten a lot harder for Bruno, 'cause all of his fade buddies have evaporated. Weapons 3 going. They're serious business. 7 RTs. 7 RTs. They're just like, hey, we're not going to let this like drag on forever like that last game. We're just going to end this and call it good. Deal with it. Bruno goes back in. This may end up him going down. He's getting some pistol shots there. However, he didn't really... I think he only took 1 or 2 of them there from SweetieBot, and he's going to be able to go back and heal. I mean, they have pretty much everything capped, and yes, there are skulks going and killing the rest, but they were up to 7 RTs for a good minute or so. And they're going to get this gate up here in Agri momentarily. Especially since Bruno isn't over by the vent, so he might... Oh, he's able to get out with barely any health. Cat Peck's going. Weapons 3, half done. With that gate there, that's going... I mean, yes, they have a fade up, whoopee, but they're going to be able to get a couple of HMGs and just get everybody else with shotguns and just go up to the hive and destroy it. Then if they rush base, okay, maybe drop a chair and falls or something just to make sure you have that backup in case everything goes horribly wrong. But, you know, okay, there's the first HMG. Let's look at the list there. But have everybody else get shotguns. Just get like 2 HMGs to like guard everyone. And get some No, what are we seeing here? We're seeing Ulrich chomping on the arms, the obs? The obs. I think that's the obs. Yes. Well, anyway, he was chomping on the obs there. All you need is like a couple HMGs to kill the life forms and stuff, and everybody else just get shotguns and just waste the hive. Then if the aliens try rushing base, you can just beacon back and then have everybody go through the gate again, and just walk on back in there. At the moment, ADHD is shooting random stuff on the floor, which is a bad idea because, well, he has an HMG. However, he is completely blackbarred as a Marine. Someone give that poor guy some meds. Alright, they're just going to call it GG. They aren't even going to try. I mean, one way or another, it was going to be pretty much over there. Because between the HMGs and just, I mean, the normal strat if you're doing that is just get the, I mean, it's the kind of thing you'd normally want to try and do, like, right before fades come up. You just get everybody shotguns, just go into the hive and just lay siege to the hive and it will evaporate. And as I said, if they rush base, well, you can just beacon back, scare all the life forms away, and then walk back to the hive and finish it off. But so it goes. That was the final round there. So I hit the wrong overlay button. That was the final round between Intent and Gnarcolepsy. As you can see, people are already abandoning the server as fast as humanly possible. So that'll be a 4-0 win for Gnarcolepsy, and that will be the last game for tonight. So thanks for watching on that. Looking at the, as I said, let me take a look here at the schedule, just so that I can properly say what games are going to be on. The first game tomorrow will be Nanobites versus Geef Robot. Singularity versus On Fire will be a little bit after that. We have Leftovers versus Doctors Without Gorges, which does not currently have a caster. We have Calamity Gaming versus Shark's Haircut. We may or may not have Overextension versus Yggdrasil. We'll, just needs confirmation on that one. We have Tawific versus Diamond Gamers, and Nanobites again versus Tossum. So a lot of games there for tomorrow. I mean, there may or may not be one more even. So lots of stuff for you guys to watch. Check ensl.org for all that info, and yeah, that'll be it for tonight, and thank you for watching.